from Southern Maryland's weather leader. This is a JB Weather Alert.
Hello and good evening, everyone. Forecaster John Bordash here with you in the Weather Center, sitting right around 10 o'clock for you. And we are continuing to track areas of snow across the region. Hello, Brenda. Happy 10 o'clock. Yes, Bonnie. Happy 10 p.m. We've made it this far. We've seen a couple hours of snow across the region, and it's been nice to see, you know. And good evening, everyone. So let's give you a quick update on how things are looking right now. And we still have snow falling across much of the region. What I do want to show you quickly is our, I need to switch this over quickly. So I'll show you the timeline while I get this together. You would think that I would have this all good to start with, but I didn't. This is a current look over here in California, Maryland. So this is 2:35 at 4, 2:35 south. And you can see we have snow on the median. We are looking at roads that seem fine, at least our main roads. Secondary roads are beginning to become snow covered. And you can see they're illuminated by the light where we do have snow falling at a pretty good clip here in parts of St. Mary's County, and that really will end up being one of our bullseye spots as we head throughout the storm. So let's take you back on over here. As we take a look at radar, that definitely does kind of show you that is exactly where we're looking at some of those heaviest bands. Now, the band we've been tracking, if I take you back about 4 hours ago, you can see initially where that heaviest band was. That heaviest band was here from about Annapolis to the Plated to Bowling Green through Prince Frederick. It had initially started here. And what we've been watching is watch where that deepest blue goes here over the last 4 hours. And it went all the way to now. My apologies. We'll let that refresh. And actually, it looks like it's only going out 2 hours. But that area of the heaviest snow has worked its way from about southern Calvert, southern St. Mary's County, to now really kind of focusing itself here on southeastern zones from about Vineland in New Jersey through about Dover, just south of Lexington Park, down here through Tappahannock, Warsaw, Northumberland County, up here through Dorchester County, Sussex County, Delaware. That right now is going to be the heaviest band of snow. And like we've been talking all evening, we're northwest of wherever that sets up, you have two things that are going to limit the amount of snow you see. So northwest of this pink zone I just outlined for you, that's you're going to be kind of shunting the amount of moisture that can come back to the northwest. Moisture flows come in like this, and so when you have this band here acting like a wall, it's going to prevent how much moisture can get on the other side of it. And additionally, you're getting the greatest atmospheric forcing in this region, which is going to restrict where heavy snow can fall outside of it. So northwest of that, you're just looking at some more light snow. And I'm sure if you're over here in parts of Calvert County's northern St. Mary's, Charles, you're not looking at much. And radar actually indicates right here through Mechanicsville Avenue, right through here. Maybe you're looking at a little bit of a lull right now. Another one out here towards King George, and this is all kind of expected. What we're going to see happen as we zoom out, our coastal low is getting its act together right off the Carolina coastline. I don't know how well you can see that. Getting its act together right off the Carolina coastline. It's going to be tracking a little bit like this. And you can already see very clearly where we have that snow shield setting up, the heaviest of the snow kind of setting up right through here. And that's where I think it's going to stay as we head into the overnight hours. Let me take you on over to Futurecast. Let's take you over. Let's bring you on over here. So this is how Futurecast is depicting things to be looking at 10 o'clock. If we look at current radar, it's not too far off from what we're actually seeing. So let's put this in motion for you. So this is 10 o'clock, and you see the snow does begin to wane a little bit, 301 points west out towards I-95. So you might be thinking, is the storm just over that? And it doesn't. I don't think so. I think we still have a couple hours of snow left. Granted, that heavy band of snow we were tracking earlier this evening, that narrow 25-mile band, that is working its way eastward, and it's going to be setting up along our coastal locations. And that's why they're seeing the higher snow totals out there. As that band worked from about Annapolis to Waldorf, south and east, that band brought with it a half inch to 3/4 of an inch of snow in an hour. So Some of you were able to pick up 1 to 2 inches of snow in a couple hours. But as you push this forward past midnight, you see that while you think it looks like the snow is about to end and push out, you see it bounce back a little bit to the north and west as we start to get an additional moisture flow coming from the east, pushing westward, and that'll help to maintain the snow for a couple extra hours for our coastal, our bayside locations here in Anne Arundel, Calvert, St. Mary's counties, especially down here, southern Calvert, southern St. Mary's. But as that coastal eventually pulls away, if we zoom out, you can kind of see it here. Look at that big blob of moisture, and look at that heavy snow that sits just offshore. If this was just like 50 miles further west, boy, we'd be talking about a lot of snow. But we do see this eventually work out. Here you see that getting out of our region by about sunrise, and then lingering on the eastern shore a little bit longer, and then eventually getting out of there by about lunchtime tomorrow. In terms of additional snowfall totals that our model here is putting down, let's get you over there. So again, this is going to be additional snow. Let's get you through noon tomorrow. So on top of what's already fallen, our model here suggests maybe you see an extra 3 inches in southern parts of St. Mary's County. I think that's going to be a little hard to do. I think by and large, south of Prince Frederick, south of Leonardtown, you might be adding maybe an extra inch or 2. Now, out here on the Delmarva, you haven't seen much snow at all compared to what you will get. Ocean City still on tap to see a foot of snow. And then up here into New Jersey, look at that, 18 inches as we head up here. I mean, snow's going to be getting started here on Long Island, up near 19, 20 inches. And the snow is really going to be coming down at a pretty good clip up here in southeastern Mass. That's where those blizzard warnings are. What I do want to show you, actually, so this won't be Futurecast. This is just one of our products here. The National Weather Service has outlined this purple shaded zone, which kind of blends into the ocean a little bit. But you can see it here, Salisbury, Sussex County, south of our region down into Virginia Beach. This is the region the National Weather Service is currently highlighting under what we call a mesoscale discussion, or just an area that they're watching. And what they're talking about with this is this purple zone is going to be the spot to see heavy snow overnight between midnight and noon, pretty much. You're talking 1 to 2 inch an hour snowfall rates. So you get 1 to 2 inches of snow an hour over the course of 12 hours. You could end up with, I don't think you're talking 2 feet, but I think you could be talking between 10 to 15 inches of snow. And this is going to be the region that's likely to see blizzard conditions. This is where you're likely going to be talking about winds getting over 50 miles an hour. How far away is that from southern Maryland? It's painstakingly close for a snow lover. So let's just take it from right around here. It is 45.6 miles away. If the storm was 45.6 miles further west, we would be getting on some blizzard conditions. And right now, actually, let me get that loaded up here for you. These counties, you're going to see that pop up here in a second. Map is populating as we speak. I see my memory use going up. These counties here are shaded in red. These are your blizzard warnings. Salisbury, Somerset County, Wycomico, Worcester, Sussex County, over here towards Cape May County, southern parts of Ocean County, up into New Jersey, and then down here along Accomack and Northampton counties, here on the lower parts of the Delmarva, all the way up here, getting in. Is this for? Yeah, it's not a blizzard warning for Bridgeport, Connecticut, but much of Rhode Island, much of Connecticut under these blizzard warnings. The National Weather Service is highlighting snowfall totals 18 to 24 inches with localized 30-inch amounts possible. Like, had this storm just come all of 40 miles further west, we'd be talking about a decent amount of snow, which is just crazy that we're that close to it. So as we head throughout the night tonight, as we sit right now at about 10 o'clock, again, the heaviest snows are indeed south and east, as we thought they would be. Snow will continue, though, through about midnight, 1, 2 o'clock, and then we're going to see it taper off from west to east. So by I-95, it's ending between 1 to 3 o'clock. It's ending along 301 between 3 and 5, ending along the Patuxent River between 5 and 7, and getting out of here across the bay by 9 o'clock tomorrow. We do have gusty winds, though, still on tap for the region. So let's see. These were the snowfall totals. I don't think we need to go over those right now. Peak wind gusts, we're going to be getting those up there this later on tomorrow morning early. I think by 2, 3 o'clock, these winds are really popping off. And talking about winds getting upwards between 35, 40 miles an hour potentially in parts of our region. And that's going to add an extra chill to the air. Temperatures are going to be getting down into the 20s tonight. So you get a northeast becoming northwest wind at up to 45 miles per hour. You're talking dangerous wind chills. These are your feels like temperatures tomorrow morning in just about 12 hours. 5 in Leonardtown, 3 in Waldorf, 8 in Frederick, and this isn't a typo, negative 17. 17 below zero in Deep Creek. And yeah, it's going to be chilly. Feels like temperatures in the single digits. Air temperatures in the 20s. So these aren't going to be the air temperatures. But when you have temperatures that are at 20, 21 and you get a 45 mile an hour wind gust, it's going to knock off about 20 degrees in the feels like category. So yeah, there's a lot that we're looking at. And I've gotten plenty of snowfall reports from a lot of you on Facebook, on Twitter. And I do appreciate you for those. Please keep those coming. A lot of what I've seen officially from the National Weather Service, actually, I wanted to turn radar off. A lot of what I've seen, let me turn some of these layers off, is generally about 1 to 2 inches across much of our region. I think where we're going to probably end up, and this isn't a forecast, this is just like where I think we're going to end up. This won't be like a final call, but I think by the time all is said and done, we're going to be looking at this region. And I'm just doing locally. I'm not doing the whole map. I think this region in here is probably going to end up indeed with 4 to 6. I know in this region you might only have a couple of inches right now, but you're going to be holding on to snow through at least 5, 7, 8 a.m. tomorrow. So you're probably going to add another inch or two. So I think at least 4 is a safe bet. I think kind of generally through here, that's going to be your 2 to 4 zone, with some localized amounts up to 5. And then northwest of there, that's going to be your 1 to 3 zone. And you might have some spots in there that do indeed get up to 4, but I think that's kind of generally how these snow totals are going to end up looking by the time all is said and done. Based on what we've seen, a lot in this 1 to 3 zone, you've already gotten much of that already. I don't expect a lot of additional accumulation. You're really just looking at light snow continuing for the next couple of hours. Maybe you add on an extra inch, but it's not going to be a whole bunch. In the 2 to 4 zone, you might be able to add on another inch, maybe inch and a half on what you already have. And then down in that 4 to 6 zone, I think you still do have a couple of hours that could deliver an additional 1 to 2 inches of snow. Yeah, it looks like a beehive. I know. My drawings, I've been drawing hot dogs. I've been drawing French baguettes this evening. We've been drawing honeycombs. So, yeah. And believe it or not, I think I was in I think it was like 2nd or 3rd grade. I won the Calvert County Art Fair when I was in like 3rd grade. So I have some art ability. My goal is not to end up as one of those teachers that's always like, I'm not an artist, you guys. Because, I know to draw a little bit. Yeah, and Aaron said she already has 2 inches in Hollywood, so you're already at that baseline forecast. You get another inch or inch and a half, you're getting up to 3 or 4, and I think this stands pretty good right now. Now if you're talking out here, I really do think these coastal communities right through here, Atlantic City, that's where you're going to be ending up with near 18 inches, and then you're talking kind of this region up in here. I would call that like your 12 to 18 zone. Because I know we have some followers out here. And then we'll just adjust the range a little bit. That's probably going to be much more like we'll call this like a 6 to 12. Where out here, that then kind of becomes, and then we kind of include Southern St. Mary's. That's kind of your 4 to 6. And I know that's going to look really like weird. And then, we taper it off quickly to that 1 to 3 zone out there. So that's kind of generally what we're looking at across the region as we head throughout the storm. How is the goldfish supply? Well, the goldfish are open. I've probably eaten a lot more than I should have out of them. I'm trying my best. What I've been doing, my New Year's resolution is to start hitting my 10,000 steps every day. So what I do, and it's been hard, I need to keep it in the front of my mind. The last few weeks with these constant snow threats, I'm at home Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then on the weekends too. So what I do, my work day, here in the Storm Center working on stuff between 8 and 5, I'll work for 50 minutes, and then for the last 10 minutes of every hour, I'll get up and do like laps around my apartment. So like 8:50 I'll go, 9:15. It's been helpful. I haven't been the best about that today. Let's see, 2.5 in Leonardtown. Yeah, so Timothy, you only need an extra half an inch, I think, in Leonardtown to reach, that bare minimum 3-inch threshold, and I think you'll be able to reach that. And Kathleen, your sister lives on Cape May. Tell her to give Nor'easter Nick a follow. One of my buddies out here. He does weather for South Jersey. He's the John Bordash of weather forecasters out here. He's a pretty good weather forecasting business too. Yeah, down in Cape May, they're looking 12 to 18 inches or so up there. They've seen a lot of snow. Drink more water. Yep. So this is my water canteen. This bad boy holds 30 ounces. My goal is to get through 4 of these a day, and I am finishing up number 4. So I keep the water together, and I don't just eat the goldfish. I ate dinner this evening, and that consisted of, if you follow me on Instagram, I typically will post my dinner, and it's normally about the same thing. We have some brown rice, we have broccoli or green beans with cheese because I'm like a child, and then homemade chicken. So I'm not just sticking with the goldfish. Let's see what I think of the Lesby falling in that 2 to 4 range. Yeah, so I don't think you're talking an additional 2 to 4. So what is still left to come across our region, right? I think what's left to come in here, I think you still have another 1 to 2 inches at least still to come. I think in this region, and we're drawing another honeycomb, I think you could see up to another inch. And then outside of that, I really think at most maybe you're adding an extra half inch. And that might be a little hard to see there for you. But this is what's still left to come. So if you're sitting at like 2 inches in Lesby, I think you could see up to another inch. So get you to 3, maybe 4. Lexington Park, I think you're still talking another 1 to 2 inches overnight. Again, the snow we're going to keep around here for another couple of hours. It's not going to be as heavy. It might only be falling at a rate of a quarter of an inch an hour. But you see that for 4 hours, you're going to add up another inch. And Pam, trust me, my coffee. You don't want to know the number of cup of coffee I'm on today. It's not that good. Let's see. In Prince Frederick, roughly 2.5 inches. Yes, the goldfish are so important. Yeah, so that is what I got for you, and it seems like we're all pretty much on the same page. Yeah, Brandy, and you have to remind me, I think you're in Southern St. Mary's, right? And of course you're, I mean, down here, even if you're not, just the southern parts of these peninsulas, southern Calvert County, Southern St. Mary's, you're just surrounded by water out here, 100% your own climate. Traveling Route 5, Route 6, main roads right now seem to be all right. You do have some slushy spots, some slick spots, but it's going to be once you get off those main roads. Once you get onto some secondary and back roads, you're going to find some snow covered. Yeah, Brandy, there we go. I thought you were down in Ridge. I wasn't too sure. Yeah, I mean, down here in Ridge, look at this. I mean, come on, you have all this water around you. Yeah. And I mean, you all that live in Ridge know, when we're talking like, 6 to 10 in Southern Maryland, you're like, yeah, right, we'll be lucky to see 2, because that water's influenced you so much. But we'll continue to track this. I don't know when the next live will be. It might be like 11:30 or 12. I'll be up throughout the night, but what kind of sucks with these overnight events is once we get to the point where we're at now, where we have snow, but we're kind of we're plateauing with what we're seeing. Nothing bad, nothing good, nothing crazy. It's a little difficult for me to keep talking about it. But we'll see. I mean, right now, that heaviest band has kind of set up from Cambridge to Lexington Park to Heathsville. So, yeah, down Ridge, St. Inigo's, Piney Point, St. George Island, Great Mills. Yeah, I mean, you're seeing upwards of half an inch to maybe 3/4 of an inch an hour. So that's what we're looking at. Yeah, Great Mills, I think you could see another inch or 2 on top of what has already fallen, 100%. And take a nap. I'm good. I will probably get to bed sometime later tonight. The issue is that if I take a nap now, I won't wake up. That's why I try to get as many hours of sleep in before these events, because I don't trust my body to wake up. we're going to continue to track all of this. I'm here with you. I actually need to go get more water, and yeah, we're going to roll with it. So have a nice and safe one. Keep it tuned here. We'll do another live update, I'm sure, at some point. So just stay alert for those notifications, and you can get all my updates on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. So have a nice and safe one, and keep it tuned right here to JB Weather for the latest information.
Check the forecast anytime online at jbweather.net.